Hello there and welcome to World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan. So here we are on the Arctic map and I have the T-14 American Tier 5 Premium Heavy Tank. I think it's a pretty decent tank. It's got good armour, good mobility, good gun depression, decent enough turret. The gun is a bit, penetration is a bit on the low side, and the damage is, the alpha damage is low as well. You won't scare anybody off with this particular tank, but it's a solid enough tank, and I think it works quite well. So here we are on the Arctic map, and we're going south to the traditional heavy tank route. So going south along this direction, and coming around this corner here at the bottom, engaging with defenders in front of the base, or sometimes the enemy heavy tanks would come directly to the corner and there'd be a bit of a corner fight. That seemed to be the case a year ago very regularly, but in more recent games the playstyle seems to have changed. Tanks coming out, spawning in the southwest, tend to not send their heavy tanks over here, and they actually defend from the base, not necessarily where that Panzer 38 is, but certainly from positions along that line. So I'm peeking over the ridge here, seeing what I can shoot at, and I decide to push over into the more forward piece of low ground further on. You could also come around the edge, the actual cliffs as well. There are kind of swings and roundabouts as to which route you take. This really is for tanks with decent gun depression. Whereas say Russian heavy tanks and stuff like that might hug the base of the cliff. Problem with this location is you're kind of exposed to artillery as well, so you want a tank with a bit of mobility to just keep moving around to avoid getting too much damage from artillery. I'm after taking a fair hit there. The other kind of normal attack route in the north is to go north where those tank destroyers are and to fight whoever's at the corner of that hill in front of them on this sort of C1, C2 corner there. Middle of the map is useful for scouting or spotting, both active or passive. There's a few places where you can passively scout if you can get in there early enough, and a lot more opportunities maybe for active scouting. Now at this point, our team at the corner beside me have decided to rush forward, and when that happens you really have to join in. You can't afford to hang around, because the more tanks that are in the movement, the better the chance that charge has of succeeding. And we seem to be making it work. Yes, we were at something like 6-3 when we started that. Now we're at 10-4, and there's nothing left to filling the base except artillery. So it's just a question of driving in and killing them. Yes, so that would be. And that was my thinking, so I would say, when I was playing it. I really wasn't paying attention to the medium tanks, to the two enemy medium tanks, and was kind of focused down on getting rid of the artillery. So we have the Bishop trapped in here in this little ravine. Meanwhile, the two medium tanks have actually managed to kill one of our tank destroyers, and very shortly they'll kill the other one and disappear from view completely. Which is just about now. So really, if I'd been paying more attention to the map, I probably should have gone for the cap circle at this point. Now somebody's driving through the cap, but they don't stay, they actually pull out of the cap. The reason it would be worth capping at this point is there's a very good chance that one or both of those medium tanks would get into the cap circle, our cap circle, destroying our artillery in the process. And if they cap before we get in, and they may very well win the game, they might sneak a win. Now, fortunately for us, one of our players has actually decided to cap, and as you can see, one of the enemy tanks is now capping the base. Now, I decided to drive towards the cap circle because if we have two people capping, there's only two of them, they cannot possibly catch up. But just in case something strange happened, or one of our guys got excited and decided to leave the cap circle or something, it's worth driving towards the cap because you may get the opportunity to reset the cap. The artillery might be able to reset the cap. Who knows? So I think it's just a good idea to drive in that direction anyway. Turns out that we win by capping. The two enemy medium tanks survive. But it's a good game, it's a solid victory and a reasonably decent performance. I get a substantial amount of money, but I think some of that might have been due to the operation. Did 1,000 points of damage, which is pretty good for a tier 5 tank, and I came number 1 on the scoreboard. So now we're here in Ruinberg War with the Comet, British tier 7 medium. I really like the Comet. This isn't the original crew I had in the Comet, they're now in the Centurion 7-1. So my Comet crew is relatively low in skills and perks. I've decided to go into the city this time, to do a bit of city fighting with a Comet. It's not my usual thing, but if you don't try stuff, you don't learn stuff. So the Comet is very mobile, good ridge fighter, good turret, can bounce a lot of shots on the turret. I have videos, I think, of Comet in action on the ridge line, which I may get around to showing at some stage. So I've come up this route in Ruinberg to see if I can get some spots or even spotting damage, which I've managed to get some. Snap off a shot and do a little bit of damage, but he's dead before I can do any more. Now, Sixth Sense has gone off, so somebody is spotting me, and I pull back around the rubble here just to get out of any direct line of fire. Now the spotting is still going on. I'm not sure who's doing it or where, but we try for a shot on that T-29. It was a bit of a long shot anyway. And Sixth Sense is still up, so I decided to basically increase the distance back up the road and see if I can make it go away. And there it goes away for a second or two until I fire. Now, the detective has gone off as well. That means somebody's gun barrel is pointing at me. So I drive forward, avoid the shot, and get in behind the cover to break the spotting again. So now I've backed up, and I'm still not spotted. That shot didn't give me away at my position. So I can continue here until I fire in the Tiger. Now, as soon as I fire in the Tiger, probably because I hit him, it's given away my position, so I drive forward again behind the rubble to break the spot. Sixth Sense is very useful for that kind of stuff, and on medium tanks and light tanks I think it's absolutely essential. I don't prioritize Sixth Sense on heavy tanks because I'm of the belief that if your heavy tanks aren't being spotted, you're not doing it right. generally your heavy tanks should be in the action, in the thick of the action. So I relocated this point because there didn't seem to be much in the line of targets in that position, and I come up this way to see if there's anything I can get involved in, but everything seems to be taken care of, and my own involvement will probably not contribute much. I would be exposing myself to fire in close quarters with some pretty large tanks, and I wouldn't be doing the same kind of damage to them that they would be doing to me. The Comet generally relies on mobility and flanking, camouflage and cover and stuff like that for its maximum effectiveness. Just basically avoid being hit as much as possible, because you don't do huge amounts of damage, so you can't really afford to trade too many hit points. So I finish up driving back down to where I was before, but a block further east, and I drive up that road that I was firing down and see if there's anything that I can contribute to. So somebody's fired a shot across the road there, so I don't hang around on the road or at the corner wondering what was happening. I get behind this rubble and then I peek out and snap a shot off the Tiger. I probably should have actually aimed that one. I mean, it's a mistake that I regularly make. The overuse of the auto lock. Now he's looking at me at this point, so we back down, use the slope of the ground to break the contact. Turn around and come back up. We get one shot into him, we get a second shot into him. And now he's gone into cover behind that rubble. So I decide to push in on him. I can use my speed, mobility, basically try and beat his turret rotation. And the fact that there's a second tank there, if he turns to shoot me, he's going to get it from the other tank. If he doesn't turn to shoot me, of course, I'm going to nibble him to death. So he's turned to shoot me, and he's gotten a fairly solid hit, I think, probably in the back of the turret side. Now I got shot in the backside as I was going around that building there, so I decided to go back up and chastise the person who did it. Quick peek over the shoulder there in case there's more people waiting to shoot me. So now I get stuck into this T-20. T-20 is a pretty decent tank. I've had them. Didn't keep it. I wasn't that terribly good with it, to be honest with you, but I quite enjoyed it when I had it, and I thought it was a pretty decent tank. Now, at this point I do something really monumentally stupid, and it's something I'm actually quite prone to, and another habit that I must try and kick. I get distracted slightly by this GW Panther, and I would put a shot into him. Now, up till now he's been unaware of my existence. Now he knows that I'm here, and I've turned effectively a one-on-one fight, which is going to be difficult anyway, into a 2-to-1 fight. And artillery ends my game. So that's it for me, folks, in this particular game. We go on to win the game. So if you have enjoyed these videos, please press like. And if you like the videos that I show, please subscribe to the channel. So I leave you with the final score. We win. I don't make money because I don't run premium. We use a repair kit and medical kit, but we got fire for effect, we got second class mastery, we did 2000 damage, and came fourth on the table, which is pretty respectable with a Comet. So that's all, folks. Until next time, bye.